Guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH underscore sports. Follow me on my finance channel at AIH Finance. So, I told you that I was going to do a video about investments and questions that I got regarding it. And I was kind of surprised the amount of passion just regarding this topic over the past week. This was when the stock market was crashing, and I saw a lot of passionate answers. And I don't mind if someone's passionate. I just found it to be really strange because it's just like, hey, we're just discussing this one topic, right? It's not like, you know, this is not a place where I'm right and that's the final answer. No, it's just about dialogue and, me speaking my mind. So I'm going to go to my video. It's a sports card mini crash discussion. I see this comment by Lee Haskins. Comments in my videos many times. And usually, I agree with a lot of things that he says. This is where we actually disagree. And it's fine. This is where dialogue, it's fine to have dialogue. And it says low volume tangible assets does not mean it's not an investment. Art is low volume and a fantastic investment. Rare sports cards are not common sports cards. Rare sports cards are low volume and great investments. Volume has nothing to do with something if something is an investment. Okay. So I go back to my philosophy that I learned through making bad choices in the past, but I've learned, and it is really simple, right? Buy low, sell high. It could be any particular asset class. If you're able to identify the low of a particular item that's usually high in demand, it's on the cheap, and you're able to sell it on the high, you're going to make money via investing, right? So go back to 2018. I've discussed why I thought sports cards were undervalued at that moment. I looked at many charts. You could go look at it. Interest rates were positive, looking at the 5-year tips, the 10-year tips. And if you still have questions regarding that, I'll just send you back to my older videos. So at that time, from 2018, in my opinion, if you found a rare item, even though it may have been low volume for a sports card, that, in my opinion, was a great investment. Now, for fine art, a lot of fine art was cheap in 2008, 2009 during the crash. And at that time, if you found a valuable art piece, or if you found art and it was real, it wasn't fake, it was in pristine condition, then that was a good investment at that time because they had quantitative easing and low money policy, or all this free money. That was bullish for artwork. And during the 2020 pandemic, they printed so much monopoly money. We were at home, everything was shut down. Okay, you saw the huge boom that happened in sports cards. And now it's slowly but steadily not the same movement that we saw in 2020. It's probably the opposite with rising interest rates and the economy opening back up. So what I would say to people is there's a time to buy and there's a time to not buy, right? Time to buy is when there's excessive fear. And to say that art is a great and fantastic investment because it's low volume, or let me rephrase it. I'm just going to read this. In that he said art is low volume and has a fantastic investment. I would say that it depends when you buy, and obviously it has to be pristine condition and it's real, etc. And you buy it when everything is crashing, the economy is crashing, when you actually have deflation. I wouldn't want to buy art actually in an inflationary environment. I would actually be a seller of art during an inflationary environment. Right, if someone's trying to invest and speculate. That's just my opinion. I'm not telling you guys what to do with your own money or investments. So, yeah, the everywhere that I see, the criticism that I see of collectibles, I'm just on Forbes.com, and it says how to invest in collectibles. And this was written, a few months ago. And it says the downside investing in collectibles could be art, sports cards, you name it, right? There's rampant fraud. There's markups. So collectible dealers are notorious for marking up items so they can make a profit. Okay. So that's if you're buying from an auction house. Okay. Especially today. We don't need to name the names of the particular auction houses. Tough comps. So what does that mean? Suppose an item is appraised at $5,000, as the Forbes article is saying. That doesn't mean yours will be valued in that same ballpark. Okay. And here's the item that a lot of people have passionate views about, but it's the lack of liquidity. And what they say is collectibles are largely illiquid because cashing out depends on your ability to find a buyer willing to pay your asking price. This goes back down to bid versus ask. And the bid is basically the price that the buyer is willing to purchase it, and the ask is what the seller is wanting for the item. And there's a huge discrepancy between the bid and the ask. If you look at, for instance, Apple stock, the bid and the ask is pennies, right? So that's what I have a problem with liquidity. And in my previous videos, I showed a Tom Brady card. I think it was a Chrome PSA 10, if I remember correctly, his rookie 2000. Sold for $30,000, right before the Super Bowl, or not Super Bowl, but right before the playoffs or something like that. Maybe first round, second round, or it could have been his retirement actually. And then a couple weeks later, I saw that same price. It fell down to $14,000. That is an illiquid market. You don't see the stock price, going from one sale to the next, go down over 50%. So that's the problem with illiquidity. And that's why, in my opinion, I personally don't think that, even though I call myself an investor, I'm very picky on where I want to aggressively be buying. I want to be aggressively buying when there's blood on the streets. I believe there could be decent opportunities when there's blood on the streets, or when the market's very quiet, just as in 2018. So, I know some people may not agree with it, but at the same time, I don't have any problems in just discussing these topics with my subscribers. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all this. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below, guys. Thank you. Bye.